Super Mario Galaxy is a 3D platformer released on the Nintendo Wii in 2007. I played the 3D All-Stars version of the game released in 2020. The game's intro sets the scene and scale of the game really well. Once every 100 years, a comet appears above the Mushroom Kingdom, and the Star Festival is held to celebrate the event. Once Mario arrives at Princess Peach's castle, Bowser appears with a fleet of ships, and not only kidnaps Princess Peach, but takes the whole castle with him to space, declaring the creation of Bowser's new galaxy. This immediate transition from a peaceful Star Festival to Bowser's invasion in the first few minutes of the game is really exciting. It sets the scene and quickly takes us to space. Shortly after these events, Mario finds himself on a small planet. This planet is very important for two reasons. It's a passive tutorial, and it teaches you about the obstacles needed to overcome to rescue Princess Peach. The 3D Mario games all do a good job in giving new players the space to get comfortable with new mechanics, and Galaxy's no exception. Super Mario 64 lets you run around Peach's castle while adjusting to the revolutionary at the time 3D controls and camera. Super Mario Sunshine lets you explore Delfino Plaza while you adjust to using the FLUDD. Super Mario Galaxy gives you the Gateway Galaxy, a small planet, for you to adjust to the new gravity mechanic this game will take advantage of. Here you will also meet Rosalina, who explains that collecting the Power Stars allows you to save Peach and save the Lumas, whom Rosalina is trying to protect. With a shared goal, Rosalina gives Mario a Luma, allowing him to do the Star Spin, Galaxy's signature move. Every 3D Mario game to come after 64 features some sort of signature move that shakes up the gameplay, and while Galaxy's Star Spin's the simplest of the moves, it still provides an extra bit of micro movement that I can enjoy and use to creatively platform. The move's easy to execute. In order to spin, you shake your controller, or in the 3D All-Stars version of the game, you can also press Y. This move does damage in a circle around Mario, which is useful for damaging enemies. More importantly, using the spin gives Mario a small vertical boost and resets your momentum. This can be used to fine-tune or fix your landing for precise platforming, or in combination with other moves, such as the backflip or wall jump, to get even more height. Another move this game introduces is the crouch backflip. The crouch backflip allows you to get more height in a standing position, and it's an easier alternative to the reverse backflip, which is still included, but that needed space and timing in order to execute. The game's levels are designed around Mario's basic movement options, but mastering these other actions is satisfying and allows you to better move throughout the levels. After the first level has been completed, Mario finds himself at the Comet Observatory, Rosalina's starship and home. I found the Comet Observatory to be a very underwhelming hub world. The entire area can be seen from any one location, so it's very small. Because of the size, there's nothing to explore and very little space to move around in. Over time, the observatory lights up and becomes more populated with Luigi, Toads, and Lumas, which is a really nice touch. However, once again, nothing of substance is added in the hub world itself, only objectives outside the hub world. Rosalina doesn't speak too much. Whenever she does, it's usually just news immediately important to progression. The most important interactions you'll have with Rosalina during the game is her reading the storybook. As you progress through the game, more chapters of the storybook will be accessible. The storybook fleshes out Rosalina's character and her background. This kind of additional story is welcome, but it doesn't do anything to expand the main plot of the game. The game's main plot is the standard save the princess and stop Bowser plot, and the story stays stagnant through the entire adventure, with that being a single motive and means to an end. Once you're done and finished with the Comet Observatory, you'll be sent to different rooms, each containing the galaxies Mario will be traveling to and collecting stars from. Super Mario Galaxy's star missions are usually very linear. To make up for this, there's a strong focus on platforming challenges, and most levels, even if in the same galaxy, take place in completely new areas, so not much content is repeated. Even with the linear missions in the game, there are times where the levels can still provide you with smaller open areas to explore. You never know what kind of planet or galaxy you're going to visit, so there's a real seamless transition to stumbling upon an area that's linear versus stumbling upon a more open area. The level design is varied, inspired, and is my favorite part of the game. It takes advantage of space and gravity and crafts areas that are truly unique to look at and platform in. You'll explore areas with shifting gravity, swim in a bowl-shaped beach floating in the air, platforms will form from space debris around you, and you'll hop from one nearby planet to another, each with their own gravity. There's a real sense of scale given that there are usually other planets in the distance that you'll soon explore, and power stars can be seen glowing in the distance. As you fly from planet to planet, there are seamless and load-free transitions, giving the area such a sense of scale. Once you start getting situated with jumping into galaxies and collecting power stars, they start to throw some interesting twists with the game's bonus stars. Prankster comets will occasionally appear in galaxies shown to you by the map. The Prankster comets replicate existing missions, but add extra requirements for completion on top. You'll be doing these missions on a timer, a race with Cosmic Mario, with 1 HP for the whole mission, with hazards moving at double speed, or while collecting 100 purple coins. These Prankster comets spice up the gameplay just a bit, and while not much more challenging, still provide a harder challenge for those looking for one. Another addition is playing hide and seek with Luigi. Once you rescue him during one of the Power Star missions, he'll go out on his own adventures. During Luigi's missions, the male toad in the observatory will deliver pictures of Luigi in certain locations. You need to use these photos to find Luigi to gain more Power Stars. I really like these missions as it was really fun being given a reason to revisit areas and search them a bit more thoroughly for a nice reward. Due to the more linear nature of the game, there's no good reward for exploration. There are secrets hidden off the main path, but they mainly include coins, star bits, or 1-up mushrooms. The game was released in that weird period of time where the life system really had no weight on the game, but were still used. The rewards don't feel satisfying to go out of my way for. Every time you boot the game up, you're also given 5 1-ups from Princess Peach via a letter, devaluing them a little bit more. Power-ups feel a bit underutilized as well, and I think that this is due to the linear nature of the game. Power-ups like fire and ice flowers are on a really short timer, so they're used to platform or light lanterns and then they are immediately taken away from you. Even for the remaining power-ups that aren't on timers, they're typically required to progress forward in any mission they're included in, and not used for anything else. This is a departure from something like 2D Mario power-ups, where they aren't necessarily to beat levels, rather they enhance the level or make it easier. Starbits are this game's unique collectible. In the 2D Mario games, it's really satisfying and easy to collect coins, because you're on a 2D plane and there's so many of them. Collecting 100 of them grants you an extra life. This kind of feeling can't be replicated one-to-one in 3D, as there's more work involved in collecting things in a 3D space. Not only that, coins serve a different purpose as they heal Mario, so they can't be everywhere or the game would be too easy. I believe they solved both of these problems with the creation of Starbits. They are really satisfying to collect from an audio and visual standpoint. Lots of them burst open from crystals, enemies, and boxes. The second problem, that of them being harder to collect in a 3D space, is solved with the pointer controls. At any time you can point at the screen, and when hovered over Starbits they will automatically be collected by Mario, making them super easy and effortless to collect. There's also always value in collecting Starbits, as there's hungry Lumas scattered in the levels and in the observatory that you can feed large amounts of Starbits to open new areas. You can also shoot Starbits with the pointer to stun enemies. It is never required to use Starbits as an attack, and it's usually better to save them, but it's still a nice inclusion. Super Mario Galaxy also features a 2-player mode. While not revolutionary, this mode is the perfect little brother mode. The second player is in control of another pointer and can collect and shoot Starbits. They can also stun and hold enemies by pressing the A button. The camera is automatic, but it can be pretty limiting. You usually don't have to adjust it when navigating the smaller planets, but in larger areas you don't have the freedom to quickly move it to where you want. You can rotate the camera in the open areas, but it's not free. You can only rotate it a fixed amount at a time, and not all fixed angles are always available. The camera is just not good when underwater. In the water, it becomes really close to Mario, and it doesn't rotate even when you're trying to turn yourself around to face another direction. I found sometimes when holding the control stick forward, Mario would sometimes run in circles, and I think it's a combination of the camera and the smaller planets and platforms. This happened enough times that it got a little annoying. The game structure is back to that of Super Mario 64. Every star you collect progresses you further toward the end of the game, and when a certain milestone is met, a new area opens up to be explored. The more stars you have, the more new areas you can visit, and the more new areas you can visit, the more stars you can collect. It's a very important gameplay loop, and it encourages collecting stars. In order to beat the game, you only need to collect 60 of the 121 stars. The game feels a little short. You only need half of the stars to complete the game. However, the game gives you the freedom to choose whichever stars you want to collect, and once you beat the game, nothing is stopping you from collecting the remaining 61 stars, which will lengthen the game to a satisfying length. Once you collect all 121 stars and beat the game, you unlock Luigi. Luigi plays similarly besides the fact that he jumps higher and has less traction than Mario. This is a fun reward that remixes the game just enough to jump back in if you're enjoying the game. A small bit of the game is repeated, and while it doesn't ruin the experience, I think it's worth mentioning. One of the earlier Galaxy's first areas, Honeyhive Galaxy, is copy-pasted and mirrored and called Gold Leaf Galaxy. Also, the most important boss battles in the game are just repeated, and while the fight does get harder, it still uses the same strategy and can feel a little anticlimactic and disappointing. Super Mario Galaxy is a beautiful game. Every new galaxy is just that, a new galaxy, providing the freedom to make interesting and varied levels. There are some basic grass, ice, fire, and sand worlds, but seeing each part of the galaxy offer something different in both visuals and gameplay, I didn't mind. There are also some really unique locations like Battleship and Space Rock Galaxy, a space junkyard, and a bee-themed area. Nothing felt out of place in space, and most levels were enhanced with this new location. Super Mario Galaxy's soundtrack features orchestrated music, and I think that it's a perfect fit for the game. The large orchestra creates songs that feel really grand and help with the sense of scale of traveling through space. There are songs like Good Egg Galaxy and Gusty Gardens that are upbeat, adventurous themes, songs like Battle Rock Galaxy and Boy Bass that are mysterious and make you feel like you really are exploring a dangerous new frontier. There are dreamlike, bubbly tracks like Gateway Galaxy and Space Junk Galaxy that give you the sensation of drifting through space. I love Galaxy's soundtrack. All of these songs really sell the world you're in. I realize that it isn't fair to include another game's influence when talking about Galaxy individually, but I think it's important to at least bring up the sequel, Super Mario Galaxy 2, for some context. Once Super Mario Galaxy was released, Shigeru Miyamoto suggested a follow-up be released. This follow-up planned to add content to the original game, but as more and more ideas were brought into the game, they decided to make a sequel instead. This shows how unique Galaxy's idea truly is, and shows that there was even more untapped potential. While Galaxy 1's gameplay and theme are satisfying on its own, Galaxy 2 clearly builds upon the original and provides some of the best level design in a Mario game. These games complement each other as Galaxy 1's strength is its atmosphere and creative first ideas, while what Galaxy 2 lacks in atmosphere and story, it makes up for in its quality and gameplay. I believe playing these games together and talking about them together boosts the Mario Galaxy experience drastically. Because I feel this way, it's a shame that Galaxy 2 didn't make it on the 3D All-Stars collection. So specifically about the 3D All-Stars version of the game, this version upscaled the game from 480p to 1080p. They have also updated the following controls. The star spin was originally executed by shaking the Wii remote. In 3D All-Stars, you can either shake your controller or press the Y button. I believe providing both options does wonders for accessibility, and the only thing I would add is the ability to turn one or the other off, in case you find yourself or the controller shaking without intention. The second control change would be the pointer controls. The L button allows you to center the pointer on your screen, and the gyro controls will move the pointer across the screen. I've played Switch games with gyro motion control before, and my main concern is the drift, causing you to reset the pointer very often. However, Super Mario Galaxy's pointer controls don't require a lot of movement, and I found myself enjoying this control scheme better than the original. The gyro controls allowed me to hold my controller in a comfortable position while using the pointer controls, as opposed to always having the Wii remote pointed at the TV like in the original. The game does a good job pushing the envelope in what you've come to expect in a Mario game, and its identity and scale are shown proudly. It contains unique linear platforming challenges that were consistently fun. Super Mario Galaxy is a creative 3D platformer that is still worth playing today.